This should be once again very, very curious to hear. Frank Zappa, out of all songs to cover, Stairway to Heaven. I can't even. I can't tell you how curious I am to hear how Frank Zappa and his band are going to cover this particular track. I am desperately curious to hear. Why are we listening to this? This was suggested, sponsored by Alan. Alan, thank you so much, because I can't even. I can't imagine how they're going to do it. I mean, I know they're going to do it. There's no doubt about it. The performing aspect of it. I'm just curious on stylistically how they're going to do that. So let's go ahead and pull up the track. Got it on YouTube here. Very curious. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, it just started as soon as I pulled it up. All right. Let's back it up that quarter of a second. And here we go. This was Scott. They gave it the rock steady beat. Like Dread Zappa. I like all these little pops that are happening.
All that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for.
It's a Saint Clavier sampling.
And she's buying the stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure. Cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook,
they're tight.
There's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misleading.
No doubt about it.
Makes me wonder.
Played around a little bit there, I heard.
Makes me wonder. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving.
It's like a cartoon.
Rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. And ooh, makes me wonder. And makes me wonder. And it's whispered that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason.
Every fill, they just fill it with some cartoon toy box
who
sound.
stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. alarm now. It's just a spring clean for the main queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. On and on. Said, ooh, makes me wonder. And ooh, makes me wonder.
George Duke in there.
It won't go, in case you don't know. The piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering
Now they're getting this. There you go. You hear them running into this. Liberties. Liberties. Like how the guitar holds it together and horns are about to elaborate. Very, very tight. Really great shift. And getting the range of it.
and she's buying a stairway to heaven.
Mike Willis, Mike Keneally, Walt Fowler, Bruce Fowler, Paul Carmen, Albert Wing, Fred McGettrick, Chad Wackerman, Ed Mann, Robert Martin, Scott Tunis, Excalibur Rousseau. Good night, Robert.
Ran through the band right there. Okay, so you know what? It's Zappa covering "Stairway to Heaven," and now listening to it, I suppose in exactly the way that I can imagine them covering it, staying truthful to the original in many places, staying faithful, but they have some elaborations. They have some eccentricities that they, bring in here. And thinking about how Zappa was going to cover this, my mind was in several different places. Either we're going to kind of, I don't know, I guess in my mind I'm kind of thinking like Sleep Dirt, like we're going to abstractly jazz fusion this up in a weird way, or we're going to do what we kind of did here. It felt like, maybe not literally every, but pretty much every little space in here was filled with some wacky toy box of a sound. and can I tell you, like on one hand, a little bit here and there, cool. I understand Zappa. You understand the not taking things too seriously, but there's a lot. There's like every space is like some weird sound that comes in. And yes, many of the sounds do coincide with the lyrics. Got that. But there's a lot in there. That aside, incredibly tight cover. Really great music and instrumentation. The guitar, of course, is a big standout in here. And I like how from the very beginning, it starts off in a way I'm not expecting, because we kind of start off in almost this rock steady kind of dub version of Stairway to Heaven. It's not Led Zeppelin, it's Dread Zeppelin. And I know that there's actually a Dread Zeppelin. And I think that that's so cool, like how they start off that way. It kind of gives the track a nice foundation for the band to start to build off of that and start to kind of go into those more extravagant areas that they eventually and quickly begin to explore. This is a tight rhythm to start us off with. And I love the horn section is great. The bass playing, of course, as well. But all these sampled keyboard sounds that just come out of the toy box and thrown into the track, they are there. But I thought the horns were a big part of this. So the singing was absolutely fantastic as well. And I was trying to hear who the personnel was here in this particular performance. I know he called them out there. But I want to know exactly who's doing what. So I'm just trying to see quickly if I can perhaps find who's performing on this particular performance. Here we go, personnel. I'm loading it up here really quick. All right. So here we got on the personnel. We got Wackerman on drums. Great drumming, obviously. Scott Thunes on the bass. Gotcha. Fowler on trombone. We got our horn section. Ed Mann. Okay. Bobby Martin on keys. Mike Keaney guitar. Willis on guitar. Okay. Gotcha. So this is like later day Frank Zappa, right? Because Ruth isn't here. Ruth wasn't in the previous track we listened to with Murder by Numbers. I don't think they're taken from the same night, but it seems like a lot of the names are and the personnel are similar here. Okay. Either way, really great rendition. I was just curious about who was doing what here. And the horn section is huge. Really fantastic. Love the way they play. Wackerman's drums are out of this world. As we, like at this point, I would expect that. And I love how his drums are so detailed and progressive. They're heavy in some moments, but they back off in others. The guitar from Zappa, Willis, and Keaney are also excellent in every sense of the word, because there's so many different directions that the guitars play in, and I'm imagining that's more going to be Zappa, but I could be wrong. But we have moments where the guitar is noticeably heavy for like a brief moment, and then it becomes something very fluid, moving along nicely with the music here. There's just a lot of diversity in that particular realm of things. Who's singing on this track? I don't know. But they're singing really good. Could be Zappa, could be Willis, could be Keaney, could be... There's a lot of people credited with vocals, and I don't want to assume. Because in my head, I would assume Zappa, but I could be wrong. Either way, whoever's taking lead here sounds great. Not trying to sound like Led Zeppelin, not trying to sound like Plant, but just trying to be who they are, and I think they be who they are in a great way here. It just sounds cool and calming. And like I said, I think the band is hot on this one. The way they play is just really cool. All those sound effects that happen, that's another story. I love how they soften things up here. In the back half, when they get back into this, that's a really great way to come out of that previous instrumental section, which is progressive, chaotic, and then kind of bring it right back into that song there. I think that was really nice. This is the one I was trying to
Pipers calling you to join.
See, Wackerman's playing a lot of cool fills within here.
Dear lady.
There's a moment in there, I'm not going to skip around in the timestamps, but there's a moment in there where whoever's singing follows the kick pattern really nicely. And I just thought that was a cool little standout as well. Like he just hopped onto it really coolly. This is a cool cover of the original, and I think a lot of justice was done. A lot of creative license was used in certain aspects, but not all in a negative way. Just, the random sounds, not for me, that particular aspect. But besides that, it's a pretty straight, great cover of the track. Let me know what you guys thought, of course, down below in the comments. I appreciate you all watching, enjoying. Thank you so much, Alan, as well, for the request and for the suggestion. Hope you guys are having a lovely one, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.